Okay, get this. He has more Spotify followers than Taylor Swift. He just released the biggest global hit of the year. But Arijit Singh, the man at the center of it all, might be walking away. While his track Sapphire is set to generate $100 million, the entire business of Bollywood music just hit a massive roadblock. Why? Because its biggest star is reportedly retiring from the very thing that makes the industry run.
This is what we're calling the Sapphire economy. It's the story of how a single song has revealed a tectonic shift in global power. We are going to dissect how Ed Sheeran used this one track to secure his dominance in the world's most populous country, and in doing so, exposed a critical vulnerability at the very heart of the Indian music machine.
First, let's just get a sense of the scale we're talking about here. For a lot of people in the West, the name Arijit Singh might not be on the tip of their tongue. But on Spotify, the world's biggest music platform, he isn't just competing with titans like Taylor Swift, he is absolutely crushing it. We're talking 140 million followers. This isn't just some regional star, this is a global force to be reckoned with.
And that force comes with a pretty hefty price tag. The projected gross for Sapphire is over $100 million. This thing isn't a song anymore, it's a multinational corporation.
And what's fueling that nine-figure valuation? This number right here, 1.5 billion combined streams. That's a figure so huge it completely rewrites what anyone thought was possible for a cross-cultural collaboration.
Which brings us to the central mystery, doesn't it? It's the question that's echoing through boardrooms from Mumbai all the way to Los Angeles. Why would a king, at the absolute peak of his power, choose to give up his throne, right at the moment of his greatest victory?
So to find the answer, you have to stop looking at this as just some artistic choice. It's not. This is a high-stakes financial event, a $100 million resignation that has the power to reshape an entire industry.
You know, there's a saying going around. If you want to know where the money in music is moving in 2026, don't look at Los Angeles. Look at Murshidabad, India. That's Arijit Singh's hometown. And believe it or not, that's where he and Ed Sheeran apparently sat on a scooter and planned this global takeover.
Now, the official story of this hit, well, it was sold as this casual, almost accidental meeting of two artists. But when you really start to peel back the layers, you don't find a happy accident. No, you find a series of incredibly calculated maneuvers, a masterclass in acquiring both cultural and financial capital.
Let's just break down the playbook, shall we? Step 1. Sheeran flies to Singh's hometown. A huge sign of respect, by the way. But the real masterstroke was step 2. Sheeran gets an invitation to the private estate of the Bollywood icon Shah Rukh Khan. They didn't just talk business, they played paddle tennis for 3 hours. It was a deliberate move to build a personal connection. And only then did Sheeran make his pitch.
And let's be crystal clear about something. This wasn't just about getting a celebrity for a music video cameo. As Sheeran himself puts it, Shah Rukh Khan is probably like the first or second most famous person in the world. Sheeran was securing a strategic asset with unparalleled market power.
So how is this thing actually built? Because Sapphire is not just a song, it is a perfectly engineered financial instrument, designed from the ground up to conquer two completely different markets at the exact same time.
The formula itself is just brutally effective. You take Sheeran's globally proven Western pop melody. You fuse it with authentic Punjabi lyrics and vocals from an icon like Singh. You layer in traditional sitar and tabla to give it that cultural depth. And then you pour gasoline on the fire with what we're calling the SRK effect.
And we can actually put a number on that effect. That one cameo is estimated to have generated an additional $12 million in ad revenue alone. That is the kind of financial power you get when you leverage a true local titan.
But while Sapphire was busy taking over the world, the news of Singh's rumored retirement was creating, well, a Category 5 crisis back home. A complete and total blockade for the Bollywood music machine.
For anyone who doesn't know, the role of a playback singer is the absolute engine of the entire Bollywood model. They're the real voices behind the industry's biggest stars and all those famous musical numbers. And Arijit Singh isn't just a playback singer. For the last decade, he has been the playback singer, period. And if you want to understand his market value, just look at this. Reports suggest Singh commands $1.7 million for a single 2-hour live concert. He's not just an artist, he is a market force personified.
The result of him leaving? A potential crisis. Industry analysts are projecting that if Singh exits, the market value of new Bollywood soundtracks could plummet by as much as 30%. Overnight. One man's decision is threatening a systemic market correction for an entire industry.
But here's the twist. Singh's potential crisis created Ed Sheeran's greatest opportunity. Because while one king is thinking about abdicating, another one is busy building a brand new empire. This was never just about a hit song for Sheeran. It was a market takeover. And here's the data that shows why. Look at the average revenue per user, or ARPU, for music streaming. In a developed market like the US, labels make about $34 per user. In India, it's just $3. Now, for a mogul like Sheeran, that's not a weakness. That is the single biggest growth opportunity on the entire planet.
And that's the crucial point here. Sheeran's trip to India wasn't just a tour stop. It was the establishment of a new business headquarters. He proved that the path to future dominance isn't about visiting emerging markets anymore. It's about embedding your entire operation inside of them.
So the fallout from this one song is absolutely immense. The Sapphire economy has created a blueprint that is already redrawing the global music map as we speak.
For decades, the undisputed center of the music industry was Los Angeles. Then, in the 2010s, K-pop shifted the center of gravity towards Seoul. What Sapphire proves is that the next global power center might not be a megacity at all. It might just be the hometown of a local titan, Murshidabad.
So this is it. This is the new playbook for global dominance. The lesson is simple. Fuse cultures authentically. Don't just borrow from them. Leverage local giants as true partners, not just featured artists. Treat emerging markets as your primary headquarters, and ultimately learn how to convert cultural capital into undeniable financial power.
Which brings us right back to our central question, but now we're seeing it through a whole new lens. While one artist's potential exit threatens a regional dynasty, the strategy behind his biggest hit has unlocked a global one. The question is no longer just about one man's career, is it? It's about the new world order he helped reveal. So is the future of music wealth? Eastern.
Thanks for watching Media GenX. If you liked this story, show some love with a like, subscribe for future updates, and share it around. Until the next headline.